Welcome to the Chris Duncan Daily Inspiration number 22. Very excited. This is the 22nd day that I have been doing this inspiration, and today I wanted to talk about what you resist will persist. I think it's such an important thing to talk about that we have these unconscious contracts. And, for me, I just went through this huge forgiveness pattern overnight where I needed to look at things I was resisting, especially around my family, especially around certain way that people show up. And even though I'd done so much work, I held so much judgment. And the judgment was against people who didn't take action and didn't step up and didn't build a business and didn't create freedom and sat there at the effect of life. And I realized so deeply inside me that I was judging them for just not doing anything. I was allowing myself, and I thought I was polarizing them and being in this place where I was the person to pull them out by saying, this isn't where you want to live, you want to live up here. And I dived deep into it because I realized this coming up, especially around my younger brother and especially around some other people that I care about. And my intention was that I wanted to make sure that they would live to their full potential, but it was all coming out of my own filter, and it all came out of what I thought was right, and it all came from this place where I thought that everybody needed to be the achiever, everybody needed to be doing things and pushing the boundaries and going, and then I realized that resistance that I had to them was the same resistance that stopped me for just being able to just relax and just stop and just breathe and just be. Because inside of that relaxing and stopping and just being was that person that I was judging so much. So in any moment that I would go there and just be and just stop, I would find myself inside my own judgment. So anyway, I went into it, I looked at it, and I realized this really big thing is that any person that, or anything that we are judging, anything that we are in conflict with, we are going to recreate inside our own experience. Hey, Jen, nice to have you on live. We're going to create it inside our own experience. And until we allow ourselves to feel good about somebody or in some way that we are resisting, we're not going to be able to have what we want because we're still tied to that in some way. And this was, all the work that I've done and all the deep diving and understanding psychology and influence and everything else. This was still there. It was still there, and this crazy resistance to, or crazy judgment, or crazy just. I guess I really just wanted to inspire them to move and to shift. And so I thought the best way to do that would be to make it not okay for anybody in my environment to be lazy, procrastinate, to relax, to chill, to do nothing. I made that not okay because here I am, in my 20s, million dollar businesses, traveling the world, best selling books, and these movies, doing all these things. And I was here thinking that this was the only way. But when I truly realized that this was limiting me yesterday, and I spent the whole afternoon yesterday clearing it and allowing it just to be, so then I knew that I could sit there. And so what you resist is going to persist. But sometimes you don't even know that you're resisting it because you actually think that you're not resisting it. You think that you are just not wanting that to be there. You don't think you're resisting it. Like, that didn't even exist. I completely shut off all of that. And I feel after waking up today, after going through a massive forgiveness pattern, some of my family members and people that I love, and just this huge forgiveness pattern, I woke up today, and it's crazy to say this, more motivated, more determined, because I now feel free of that energy. And I think that every human being has a certain amount of energy available. That's all we have. We have a certain amount of energy that's available to us. And if any of that energy or any of that focus is getting eaten up by focusing or even unconsciously on something else, I think it's a really, really big deal. So, look, there's a few cool things happening in my life, which is exciting. I'm off to the Philippines this time next week to go see my team, which is really cool. I'm considering doing some live events and getting people in here in Tahoe. I don't know if anyone's in California or Nevada or Oregon and wants to come in and fly into Tahoe and spend 3 to 4 days just completely just shifting, just just taking off all the layers and then stepping right into to where they want. So I'm considering just doing one a month, where I take 10 or 15 people up here and just go through it all and really help them to magnetize and create and bring in what it is that they want to see in their life more, because it's been a tremendous shift. Number 22 is an important number. It's 2 11s. It's a powerful number. And this is inspiration video number 22, and I think it came through at just the perfect time. Is what you resist will persist. So if you're resisting people who are stuck in a job, if you're resisting negative people, if you're resisting people who don't do sales, if you're resisting people in your team or in your business that are not taking action, if you're resisting any area, if you're resisting people who are in hatred, if you're resisting people, anything that you say that's not okay, that's going to persist for you. And so this is the thing, is I want you to look into that and find love. I want you to find a reason why that's good. I want you to find a reason. I'm in Tahoe in Northern California, and I want you to really, really just go into that place of appreciation of everything, because if you don't, it's going to hinder you. And I'm going to go back to my pendulum metaphor. Anything that you resist, that you push back against, is going to keep swinging back. Everything you hold on to and love, the pendulum will die out. It has to. And this is huge. It's so, so, so big. And I know most people that are watching this are going to be watching the recording, because on Facebook Live I've only got 1 or 2 people on, and that's just because of the time of day I'm doing this. So most of you are going to be watching this as a recording. And I want you to look at everything and anything that you don't think is okay, because that's your resistance. Absolutely anything. So for me, some things that I thought wasn't okay was being broke. I didn't think being okay was being lazy. I didn't think it was okay to blame others and sit at the effect. And I realized that my making that not okay, it was creating a huge amount of resistance. And what if that was just okay? What if it was just okay that that's where people are? What if that's just okay? That's just where they're hanging. And we shift ourselves into this place of no resistance to anything and only appreciation of human beings doing the best they can with nothing else. And then we can step into putting all our energy to calling in only what it is that we want to call in, only what experiences in life we want to bring forth, you see? Because any of that resistance is just wasted energy. But we think we're just ignoring it. I don't want you just to ignore it, because ignoring it's going to create that bump up against for the pendulum to keep hitting you with it. Anyway, I'm going to be talking about a lot of this with my new team, and creating a new business and doing some new things. So those of you who would love to be mentored by me and have a product and things, you definitely need to get in contact with me by sending me a PM. It's going to be very exciting. Going to serve a lot of people. And this was Chris Duncan, Daily Inspiration 22. And the 22, I think, is a super important number. And so I hope that you enjoyed it out there. Please keep on replying. Please keep on sending me in comments and questions, so I have some guidance on what you guys are loving. I'm going to be diving deep more and more into the superconscious, into the quantum physics world, and to talk about that, mainly because I feel I've covered in so much detail in my other videos how to start a business and how to do everything else. And so I truly know this. There's 2 things you need to succeed in anything. That's it. There's just 2 things. One, you need to have the right psychology. You need to have the right thinking. And then 2, you just need the right strategy. It's really simple. And so if you haven't got what you want, it's just one of 2. It isn't timing. It isn't anything else. It's just those 2 things. That's it. All right. Have a great day out there. Share this video with someone who needs to hear about this resistance, and knowing that it will only keep persisting if you keep resisting. So have an amazing, amazing day. Smash it. Love yourself. and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.